Hello and welcome back to my blog, Essays on the Constitution of the United States. The heck are we on to? Part 40. Yeah, part 40, XL. Agrippa, 18, part 2. I confess that I have yet seen no sufficient reason for not amending the Confederation, though I have weighed the argument with candor. I think it would be much easier to amend it than the new Constitution. But this is a point on which men of very respectable character differ. There is another point in which nearly all agree, and that is that the new Constitution would be better in many respects if it had been differently framed. Here the question is not so much what the amendments ought to be, as in what manner they shall be made, whether they shall be made as conditions of our accepting the Constitution, or whether we shall first accept it and then try to amend it. I can hardly conceive that it should seriously be made a question. If the first question, whether we will receive it as it stands, be negatived, as it undoubtedly ought to be, while the conviction remains that amendments are necessary, the next question will be, what amendments shall be made? Here permit an individual who glories in being a citizen of Massachusetts and who is anxious that her character may remain undiminished to propose such articles as appear to him necessary for preserving the rights of the state. He means not to retract anything with regard to the expediency of amending the old Confederation and rejecting the new one totally, but only to make a proposition which he thinks comprehends the general idea of all parties. If the new Constitution means no more than the friends of it acknowledge, they certainly can have no objection to affixing a declaration in favor of the rights of states and of citizens, especially as a majority of the states have not yet voted upon it. Resolved that the Constitution lately proposed for the United States be received only upon the following conditions. 1. Congress shall have no power to alter the time, place, or manner of elections, nor any authority over elections, otherwise than by fining such state as shall neglect to send its representatives or senators, a sum not exceeding the expense of supporting its representatives or senators 1 year. 2. Congress shall not have the power of regulating the intercourse between the states, nor to levy any direct tax on polls or estates, or any excise. 3. Congress shall not have power to try causes between a state and citizens of another state, nor between citizens of different states, nor to make any laws relative to the transfer of property between those parties, nor any other matter which shall originate in the body of any state. 4. It shall be left to every state to make and execute its own laws, except laws impairing contracts which shall not be made at all. 5. Congress shall not incorporate any trading companies, nor alienate the territory of any state, and no treaty, ordinance, or law of the United States shall be valid for these purposes. 6. Each state shall have the command of its own militia. 7. No continental army shall come within the limits of any state other than garrison to guard the public stores without the consent of such states in time of peace. 8. The president shall be chosen annually and shall serve but 1 year and shall be chosen successively from the different states, changing every year. 9. The judicial department shall be confined to cases in which ambassadors are concerned, to cases depending upon treaties, to offenses committed upon the high seas, to the capture of prizes, and to cases in which a foreigner residing in some foreign country shall be a party, and an American state or citizen shall be the other party, provided no suit shall be brought upon a state note. 10. Every state may emit bills of credit without making them a tender, and may coin money of silver, gold, or copper according to the continental standard. 11. No powers shall be exercised by Congress or the President but such as are expressly given by this Constitution and not accepted against by this declaration. And any officer of the United States offending against an individual state shall be held accountable to such state as any other citizen would be. 12. No officer of Congress shall be free from arrest for debt, but by authority of the state in which the debt shall be due. 13. Nothing in this Constitution shall deprive a citizen of any state of the benefit of the Bill of Rights established by the Constitution of the state in which he shall reside. and such Bill of Rights shall be considered as valid in any court of the United States where they shall be pleaded. 14. In all those causes which are triable before the continental courts, the trial by jury shall be held sacred. These at present appear to me the most important points to be guarded. I have mentioned a reservation of excise to the separate states, because it is necessary that they should have some way to discharge their own debts, and because it is placing them in an humiliating and disgraceful situation to depute them to transact the business of international government without the means to carry it on. It is necessary also as a check on the national government, for it has hardly been known that any government having the powers of war, peace, and revenue has failed to engage in needless and wanton expense. A reservation of this kind is therefore necessary to preserve the importance of the state governments. Without this, the extremes of the empire will, in a very short time, sink into the same degradation and contempt with respect to the middle state as Ireland, Scotland, and Wales are in with regard to England. All the men of genius and wealth will resort to the seat of government. That will be the center of revenue and of business, which the extremes will be drained to supply. Finishing up tomorrow with part 3 of Agrippa 18. Make it a great day, and bye for now.